If you are dealing with insulin resistance and trying to lose weight, then chances are you're getting tired of people telling you diet and exercise, because maybe you've already tried that and it's not giving you the progress that you want. We work with clients all the time who have insulin resistance, and they're like, oh my gosh, I am dieting so hard. I'm getting to the gym all these times every week and still the scale is not moving. Like, what is going on? So here's what we've found helps them. Because the diet for somebody dealing with insulin resistance looks different than the diet of somebody who's not. First of all, you've got to understand what insulin resistance is. So when your body takes in carbs of any kind, the goal is for your body to turn those carbs into glucose and for your body to use that glucose as energy as your cells absorb all of it. When you have insulin resistance, your cells are less sensitive to insulin. Insulin is what allows the glucose to enter into the cells. So if your cells don't recognize it as well, it's harder for that glucose to get into the cell like it's supposed to. And when it can't get into the cell, it continues floating around your bloodstream and the excess ends up getting stored away, a lot of times turning into fat, which is what gives you that excess body weight that you're trying to get rid of. So number one diet change when you're insulin resistant, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be keto or you can never have carbs again, but what it does mean is that you have to be more aware of the types of carbs you're taking in. So a refined carbohydrate or something very sugary is going to spike your blood sugar really quick, which means you're going to have a ton of sugars running around your blood all at once. And if your cells are already having trouble absorbing it, what's going to happen is a lot of that glucose will never make it into the cells and it'll float around, like we said, until it eventually gets stored. And in that case, if it's not burned off, it's going to turn into excess body fat. Now, when you have a carbohydrate like fiber, fiber slows down the absorption of nutrients. So when you take in a carbohydrate that's high in fiber, something like vegetables, different fruits, beans, your blood sugar doesn't spike quite as quickly, which means there's less sugar floating around your blood, which means your cells have more time to take in all the glucose that it can to use as energy. Then you don't have as much excess floating around, which means it's less that will later get stored and potentially turn into fat. The second thing you need to remember is that you have got to be precise and consistent. If you decide one day that you're just going to say whatever and have whatever carbs you want, it's going to take your body a little bit longer to recover from that. It's going to hit you a little bit harder than it would if you didn't have insulin resistance. Then you're going to be dealing with things like bloating and discomfort and digestion issues. And generally speaking, it's just going to take your body longer to level back out. So remaining consistent becomes so important, especially if you're trying to lose weight with insulin resistance. Now here's the hard part. Obviously, nutrition is always such a mind game. It always is. No matter if you've got insulin resistance, you're low carb, high carb, whatever it is, it's always going to be a mind game. So the key to losing weight, whether you've got insulin resistance or not, is understanding why you want the weight loss in the first place. When you have a really good hold on that why, then the process becomes worth it. It becomes less like, oh gosh, I gotta change all the carbs I'm eating, or I gotta eat lower carbs or whatever, and becomes like, all right, this is my next step in the process to get where I wanna go. And so I'm gonna take it. It also helps to just consciously shift your mindset to be like, it's not that I can't have the ice cream and the french fries, because you can. Like, nobody's telling you absolutely never again can you have that stuff. You're a grown up, you get to choose whatever you want to eat. But at this time, you're choosing not to have that because you understand what it does to your body and you're going for a different outcome. So shifting your mindset away from that, like, I can't, to that, this is what I'm choosing, can help too. If you feel like you've tried all of this already, or you feel confused, or like you want some guidance in what to do next in order to see some of that weight loss, comment the word next and we'll reach out. We'll kind of see where you're at, what you've tried already, talk to you about what potential coaching would look like, and go from there.